to work that same week, and the supervisor said everyone has to report to the office because we were allowed to work from home. Everybody has to report to the office, and no one was allowed to work from home on a specific day. Come to find out, I was laid off. Mind you, I literally had just put an offer in on my house. I said, you know what? I'm going to find me another job right away so I can afford this house. And literally within 2 weeks, I found another job. Actually, the job that I found was in the location where I was moving to. So it worked out perfectly. And then I still was saving every dime I had. And I had a situation with my landlord, and he gave me where he allowed me to live in the apartment for I think 3 or 4 months without paying rent. That was a huge blessing. So with that money, I was able to save the money that I needed for the down payment. And I spoke to my loan officer several times, and she said, you're a first time home buyer. You qualify for different grants with the government. And I'm like, oh, awesome. She said, so you qualify for a state grant and you qualify for a grant in your county that you're moving to. And I was like, awesome. Those two grants paid for part of my down payment and my closing costs. So that saved me money as well. So we're getting closer to the date for me to close on a house, and I'm like, I'm calling everybody like, how much money do I need? Because I'm not sure if I have enough. I didn't worry about any furniture or anything. All I wanted to know is if I had enough money for my for my closing costs, because I didn't have to worry about the down payment because I did that already with the good faith offer. So I would say the day before I closed on my house, I called my realtor like, listen, I know I need to go and get a cashier's check, but I need to know how much money I need because I don't know if I have enough. My realtor said to me, you do not need a cashier's check. The amount you owe, you can use a personal check. I'm like, are you sure? She was like, yeah, it's not that much. You don't have to worry about it. When I say I went to close on my house and all I had to pay was $21 at closing for closing costs, you talking about a blessing. You talking about someone, every time I tell someone my story, they have never heard it. They're like, what? How? Why? How? What? How is that possible? All because God has blessed me because of my heart. And not only that, but because I continually speak positive over my life. I knew I was going to have a house one day. When I was a kid, I always said, I'm going to have me a house. I'm going to have a big old house. I'm going to get a house. I never knew how I was going to get it, but I always thought it. And I always thought it in my brain, in my mind. And I always processed that information to tell myself I was going to be a homeowner. We were homeless growing up, literally homeless. We lived in shelters. We went from shelter to after shelter to living with people, to living in different apartments and getting evicted, not being able to have my things because we were evicted. I've gone through a lot, but despite everything I went through, I did not speak that over my life. I did not speak over my life and make myself believe that my children and myself would not have a home to reside in. I always said, we're going to have a house. We're going to live in a house. I always said when it came to me going to college, when I was in 3rd grade, I remember saying to myself, I have to get straight A's so I can go to college. And I knew me going to college was my way out of poverty. And I continued to teach myself and tell myself that. I was not in a productive environment where I had people speaking positive over me. I am completely the black sheep of my family. I am completely the opposite of everyone basically in my immediate family. And it's because I always spoke positive over my life and not even really being in tune to it. I didn't even know what I was doing. But with me having that mindset of believing, speaking out in the world who I was going to be and what I am and who I have become and what I was going to become has made me who I am today. You have to be very careful in how you speak about yourself. You have to be very careful in what you speak over your own life and your children's lives. If you cannot say, I'm going to be someone, or if you cannot say, I'm going to be productive, or I'm going to be a blessing, or I'm going to be an entrepreneur, or I'm going to be peaceful, I'm going to have peace. You have to speak it into the world. Whatever you speak into the world, you are. There is a quote in the Bible, a scripture, I'm sorry, I don't know how it goes, but whatever you speak, it's about speaking things into existence. And the Quran has those scriptures and quotes as well. I'm not really well versed in scripture. That's a whole nother topic we'll discuss at another time. But I do want to say to each and every person that's listening, you have to be the very first person to believe in yourself. You cannot expect your mother, your father, your sister, your friend, your brother, your associate, your business partners, your co-workers. You cannot expect any person on this earth to believe you to be capable of doing anything more than you believe it. Because guess what? Someone can want something more for you, but if you don't want it for yourself, it's not going to be. I plead with each and every one of you, please be very careful at the thoughts you think in your head, because what you think is who you're going to become. You have to start thinking, I am a queen, I am a king, I am prosperous, I am blessed, I am going to be an entrepreneur, I am going to be the top person on my team at work. I am going to climb this corporate ladder. I am going to open that business that no one thought that I can open. I am going to be healed from all of the pain and hurt that people have caused me over the years that I don't even know exist. I am going to be peaceful. I am going to have peace in my heart and my soul. No one's going to be able to take it from me. I'm going to be joyous. I'm going to be happy. You have to speak those things into yourself. If you don't speak those things into yourself, no one else will. And if you don't believe it, no one else will. Even if you don't believe those things, you still speak it to yourself, because guess what? When you speak it into the world and you speak it into the atmosphere, what you speak is who you are, and who you are will start to manifest. And what you speak, if you may not believe it today on July 31st, 2019, but if you speak that every day for 1 month, by September 1st, you will believe what you're speaking into yourself. I plead to you, please, please. I know I've said it so many times, but you have to be your own biggest fan, because if you're not, no one else will be. As I say to every person in every single episode, I send you peace, blessings, healing, and prosperity. And I mean every word that is coming from me into your lives. Even if you feel you don't deserve to be here, if you feel you don't deserve to be on this earth, if you feel you don't deserve to have the things that you have in your life, I speak prosperity over your life. I speak healing over your life. I speak joy over your life. I speak peace, inner peace. I speak inner peace, inner healing into your life. And hopefully you guys will come back and listen to another episode. I do have so I just want to let you guys know that I do have some great guests coming to the show in the near future, and they have been blessings to my life, and I'm hoping that they'll be a blessing to your lives as well, and that you'll be able to hear someone who's healed from situations that you probably think you can't get through. But peace, blessings, prosperity to each and every one of you, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy.